Hello and welcome. This is Mama Jess. I am going to teach you about a beginner's toolbox. Okay, so these are the tools I recommend that you get. My encouragement is that you work on getting chores around the house so you can save up some money, find a little job, save up some money so you can buy these. And I always want you to buy the best. I don't want you to buy junky stuff. Sometimes things are very expensive and they're out of your league and they're not necessary, but generally speaking, I want you to have excellent, well-made tools that work, because if you're fighting the tool the whole time, it's a waste of time and it's frustrating, and life is already annoying enough without having extra problems. So I'm going to start with the most basic that I believe you need, and we're going to walk down to a little bit more advanced. For those who might feel ready, like, I want to build a chicken coop and I need to, hurry up and kind of figure this stuff out, because sometimes we're in a crunch. Like, I need to do this and I need to figure it out. So even though I don't quite know what I'm doing, let's just begin. Okay, so especially if you're getting into homesteading and you don't have these skills or tools, you realize, like, I need them now and I need to figure it out because I have to get these animals shelter or whatever. First thing, a screwdriver. Okay, we've got a slot head. What's cool about this is multifaceted here. So we've got two different kinds of slot head, a large and a small. And then this pulls out, turns around, and then we have a Phillips head on this side. I use this all the time. Okay, I keep it in my tool bags. I use it all the time. Very valuable. A hammer. Now this is a very expensive hammer, and I've worked up to this over the years. But you're going to want to have a hammer. You don't need to have a super fancy hammer to start with. But eventually you might want to get a really good hammer, okay? And I can show you some tricks of what to do with the hammer. There's a lot of things you can do with a hammer that aren't just pounding a nail, okay? Measuring tape. Absolutely crucial to have measuring implements with you. And I recommend this. I always get this one, a Stanley. It doesn't matter. I get a 25 foot, and I just like how these work. And my dad had one like this, or has one, and so it makes me feel connected. You want to have writing implements. Now, you know me, I always keep this stuff on my body because I'm not going to go look around and it drops and I don't know where it went and I'm wasting time. I don't waste time. So I always have a carpenter's pencil and a Sharpie on me, okay, as well as a regular pen and my eyeglasses. Okay, super important. This is a utility knife. I like the one that has... it doesn't retract. Some can retract in and out. I don't like those because I find that when they get worn down, like when you're pressing really hard, cutting sheetrock or whatever it is you're having to do, it will constantly pop back in and it's annoying. So I like it to be fixed like this. It's also used to sharpen pencils, okay? So you don't have to worry about buying one of those fancy little pencil sharpeners for a carpenter's pencil. You can just sharpen it with this, okay? Of course, pliers are invaluable. I like the pliers that have a little cutting thing here so that I have access if I'm cutting wire of any kind, especially when you're out in the field doing fencing. These are excellent, okay? This is my favorite type of plier. This is a very small level, but I put this in my bags, and it is fluorescent because it's helpful to see it, because you're using it a lot with certain things and it falls on the ground and you can't see it. But when I'm really doing projects, ultimately, I have my bigger levels, whether it's a 3 foot, 4 foot, or 8 foot. This is called a combination square. These are extremely handy. There's all kinds of things that they do. Okay, this is a 90 degree. This is a 45. It's got a level on it for you. And of course, it's a measuring implement as well. So this is helpful. I don't prefer this one as much because every time it's in my bags, it stabs me. It just, however I put it in my bags, it stabs me. I don't like it. So I have the speed square, okay? This is also totally cool with the things that it can do, and I'll show you some tricks with this as well in another video. This is the Stud Buddy. This is super helpful. My hunch, especially for you women, is that you're going to want to put up shelving. And if you're doing shelving, you're going to need to know where the stud is behind the sheetrock. And that's what this is for, because the sheetrock has screws in it. And as you run this over, it'll lock on and go, oh, that's where a stud is. So you have the sheetrock, the screw, and it's going right into the stud. And so you know if you screw your nail or your molly bolt or whatever, it's going to go right into that stud. So this is super handy, okay? Okay, so we're moving on to a little bit more advanced, but this is probably the tool I use more than anything is this. Okay, this is my DeWalt. I have one of these, and I also have a screw gun. They're slightly different. This is called an impact driver, and I love it, okay? The screw gun has, it's a kind of a chuck. It's chuckless, but it's annoying. Okay, so I like this because this pulls in and out, and it's very easy for me to put in a drill bit or, okay, very easy. Pull it out, put it in, it locks in, and you're ready to go, okay, to screw whatever or drill whatever you're doing. So this is absolutely invaluable to me. I use it all the time, okay? So this is going to be a little more expensive, but it's worth every dime, okay? And then I have a whole medley of bits here. And I keep them in two different kinds. Like, I have another DeWalt case, but if I have both of my DeWalts, I'm like, which one is it every time? So I have this to be my standard. These are my drill bits, and these are my other bits for whatever screws, hex heads, whatever I'm using, okay? And so now we're moving on to this. This is definitely more advanced, but it is also doable. If you have been practicing with these other tools, if you've been working with the hand saw, that's probably something else that could be useful for you if you're not ready to work with a circular saw, okay? It's hard to find ones that work well and are sharp, but this is handy to have around as well. Actually, it's imperative as you go on with getting your tools. And it's, of course, it's not as dangerous because it's a slow moving saw, but you can cut yourself. I've seen people cut themselves. So you have to be careful in how you do this. But anyway, so I like this battery. It's cordless. There's no cord. I do have a skill saw that's corded when I need more power because I'm going through bigger pieces of lumber. But this is excellent because sometimes I'm out somewhere on the property and you don't want to have to run a 100-foot cord, okay? And the other one is heavy. This is a little bit lighter, and I do a 6.5. I think it's a 6.5-inch blade as opposed to 7.5. So it's lighter for me because what you'll find, a lot of you women, you're going to see you're not as strong as a man, okay? And so some of the tools are made for big, strong guys, and it's hard for us to handle them. So at any point you can find something that's a little lighter. It might not be as powerful, but it'll still do the job for what you're doing. Okay. There's so many other tools that are important, but that's like the most basic that I would say. But lastly, these are your most important tools. I want you to look at this, okay? Your hands are hands down the most profound, smart, intricate. They can feel things. They can move in a way that is unprecedented. And you have to take care of your hands. You have to constantly watch and be careful. You don't want to hurt these hands, okay? So go easy on them and always watch, especially when you're running fast-moving blades, okay? Of course, there's so much to teach you, but we're going to start there. So I encourage you, save up some money. Don't go out on the town and get drunk and high and waste your money on that. Buy rad tools. Get those going. Put them in a box, a little toolbox for yourself. Or, of course, I have my tool bags. I keep everything. Most of these came out of my tool bag, okay? So I've got my tool bag here. For some reason, I was attracted to DeWalt because I liked the yellow color, but I find them also to be good tools. So get yourself some tools.